matchmaking efforts in pairing these two fine athletes, both tremendous rivals as Mantell, well, you can see the open hand. Mantell, and now Fulton coming right back with a right hand of his own.
Jim, there's certainly no love lost between these two men. We've seen a lot of animosity that has brewed between the two of them and their confrontations between the Fantastics and Dundee and Mantell. Collar and elbow tie up there, arm bar and twist. And Mantell gets his weight on top of Fulton, ever the strategist. Mantell goes to the tights, and there you see he's maneuvering Tommy Gilbert out of position. Gilbert, I think, senses the rule infraction there. Arm drag.
Both men back to their feet very quickly. Mantell, the more experienced of the two athletes. I think Fulton would have the edge and perhaps the explosiveness, but Dirty Dutch Mantell looked to me like it used the hair from our vantage point here on the monitor. Fulton reversed it with the head scissors.
Mantell going after those legs. Fulton has a lot of pizzazz. I don't think Fulton, when he does that, is necessarily showing off. I think it's also a psychological tactic, much like the slap we saw Mantell employ earlier in the match, although not quite as physical. Where Mantell throws Fulton completely out of the ring. Fulton down on the concrete floor. Mantell going to the ropes, and Tommy Gilbert is breaking him off.
Well, Mantell started off pulling the tights. There he threw his opponent out of the ring. He's certainly setting the tone for this contest. And that right hand found a home right to the jaw.
Jim, I'd like to add that right fist of Mantell is taped up, and that only adds to the power and the abrasiveness of that fist. Fulton staggered. Mantell with a power slam. Mantell with a power slam, but I don't know if he connected with it quite as well as he could have. A little early in the match for Mantell to be that confident about gaining a fall, especially on the likes of Bobby Fulton. Fulton with a hard right cross. He lands a few of them there. He gets up on the rope. He was hammering Mantell. He gets that arm whip. Bobby Fulton is quick to gain the momentum on a competitor. There, Mantell using the ropes. Mantell's using the ropes.
He thinks he had the fall of the referee in great position. He tried to use the ropes to his advantage.
Mantell just about had the fall there. Referee Tommy Gilbert, a fine ref. And now it's Mantell using the tactic that Fulton used on him earlier. And now it's Fulton. Fulton's got him, and now Fulton using the ropes. Yeah!
Bobby Fulton of the Fantastics pull one out of the bag. Well, turnabout is fair play, and there you see the winner, Bobby Fulton. And when we come back, the television...
At 252 pounds from Blacksburg, Virginia, former North American heavyweight champion Bob Roop. And his partner at 275 pounds from the Big Sky country of Montana, the Hangman, Rick Harris. In the blue corner at 327 pounds from Houston, Texas, the Big Cat, Ernie Ladd. And his partner at 242 pounds from Amarillo, Texas, Buckley Christopher George Robley III.
Tag team action being introduced now. Bob Roop and the Hangman Rick Harris taking on the team that the assassin said earlier. We'll have to look and see what kind of partners they make each other. Colonel Buck Robley and the Big Cat Ernie Ladd.
Well, right now you have Colonel Robley in there against Bob Roop. You know, Roop, it's been said many, many times, Roop competed for the United States in the '68 Olympics. He's a very fine wrestler. He has a very fine amateur background. As far as Colonel Buck Robley is concerned, he's probably one of the more unorthodox wrestlers. Not to say that he doesn't have wrestling ability, because he does, but he's just unpredictable and unorthodox in that ring, and you just never know exactly what to expect from him. And like a bulldog, he's hanging on to that wrist lock. There's the tag to the Big Cat, Ernie Ladd. Fantastic chop. Look at Ladd. Look at the strength.
He don't throw him down, assassin. He literally hurled Bob Roop to the mat.
He certainly did that, and he's taking the measure of Rick Hangman Harris right now, too. Oh, he drove him right in and drove Bob Roop right out of the ring, and that's a concrete floor. I don't know how much time that Robley and Ladd have been able to spend in the gym together perfecting their team, but they're certainly doing an adequate job. Well, they're trying a little double teaming on Robley over there in that corner now.
Robley and Rick Harris in the ring next week, the Mississippi title bout. Mr. Olympia against Bob Roop now, who's in the ring. And the first time ever as a team on TV, the Big Cat Ernie Ladd and the Junkyard Dog will team up against Hangman Harris and our guest commentator, the Assassin. That's next week here on Mid-South Wrestling. While in the ring, Buck Robley and Bob Roop.
Well, you can see as far as Bob Roop is concerned, when all else fails, he reverts back to his natural instinct, which is going back to basic fundamentals of wrestling. He grabbed that front face lock when Buck Robley was just about to make an escape and possibly make a tag to his partner. He front face locked him, drug him right back to his corner and made the tag to Hangman Harris. Now Harris tagged back out, there's Roop back in there again. Along with being a very proficient wrestler, you know, Roop has I think, a little mean streak in him. When he gets somebody down, he likes to punish him a little bit. Of course, that's right up Colonel Buck Robley's alley as well as Ernie Ladd. When they get somebody down, they like to punish them a little bit, too. I know. I've been on the receiving end from both of these men. There's that tag made to the Big Cat. They don't call him the Big Cat for nothing. A man's 6'9", over 300 pounds, and he moves like a cat.
Now 2 minutes time remaining. 2 minutes time remaining in this week as action hot and heavy in the ring.
They're tying a big man on the ropes. There's pandemonium in there right now.
Colonel Robley coming in, taking over, but it's 2-on-1 now with Ernie Ladd disabled in the ropes to the far side, but he used his big foot.
Whoa, that backdrop. Oh, that Buck Robley was right there. You're talking about split-second timing. There's the guillotine by Ernie Ladd. There's the count, the 3 count. 1, 2, 3, it's all over.
Hustler Rip Rogers and the Golden Boy Ted Oates, accompanied at ringside by Miss Brenda Britton, going up against the team now of Lee Ramsey and Mike Jackson. One fall, a 10-minute time limit, an Australian tag team event. All right, Miss Brenda Britton removing herself from the ring now. There's the bell. And it's Lee Ramsey moving out first against Hustler Rip Rogers. Ramsey tried for an ankle sweep, and Rogers did a back out. Now they meet collar and elbow, and it's Rip Rogers getting a side headlock on Ramsey. Ramsey turns that into a top wrist lock and gets the takedown on Rogers. And so it's Rogers making the tag with Ted Oates, the Golden Boy. Ted Oates, a very durable competitor, and a very bright competitor. Well, clean break, and Oates just standing there, and Ramsey watching him carefully. Oates showing utter disdain for Ramsey. Gets the side headlock and makes the tag with Rip Rogers. Reversal there, and here comes Mike Jackson tagging up. Mike Jackson, University of Alabama, Birmingham. And Jackson wastes no time in setting fire to one Rip Rogers. So Rip the Hustler Rogers has got his problem. Jackson catches him. Good shoulder smash coming off the rope. Lateral press as Rogers powering out. Jackson moving on him once again. And it's the Golden Boy moving in there. All right, Golden Boy. Ted Oates getting the side headlock. Jackson fires him off. Jackson drops to the canvas. Jackson drops down again. That time it was Jackson catching with a good drop kick coming off the rope. And Oates does a hurry crawl back. Tags up with the hustler, Rip Rogers. Referee Nick Patrick telling Brenda Britton to take her seat again. Rogers, an Irish whip on Jackson. Rogers charges in. Jackson ducks to one side. Full arm drag and twist by Jackson. Jackson down across the biceps and triceps. And so, Lee Ramsey now putting some punishment on Rip Rogers. Rogers gets him up against the ring ropes, however. Caught him coming off the rope, but Ramsey goes back to a top wrist lock, takes the hustler, Rip Rogers, back to the canvas. Oh, good forearm now by Ted Oates. And that rocked Ramsey. A bolo-like forearm caught him under the jaw, drove him to the canvas. Oh, catches him on another forearm alongside the jaw. Ramsey's taken two hard percussions to the head. Good high knee to the side of the head again. That's got the short circuit, the gray matter. Oates overhooks the head, makes the tag with Rip Rogers. Rogers catching him in the thoracic area of the back. Double thrust into the throat of Ramsey. And so hustler Rip Rogers has things well under control. Rogers sets him up. Rogers again making the tag with Ted Oates, the Golden Boy. And the Golden Boy moves in behind his man. Sets him up. Belly to back to play. Well executed by Oates. Lateral press. Didn't allow the pin. Had him down for the count. In my opinion, he had him, but he did not allow the pin. Again, the tag is made. Rip Rogers caught him with a lariat coming off the rope. Got the three. Got the three. And so, the combination of the Hollywood Blondes proved to be victorious.